the men that were in despair, the men that were indebted, the men that life had happened to. The Bible says when they joined themselves to the Lord, in no time they became the mighty men. They found their identity. What do you think they were doing in the cave? They had times of prayer. David would drill them. David would teach them the things that he learned from Samuel in the day that he was running away from Saul. Before he found the men at the cave Adullam to train them, he was in the company of Samuel. Before Samuel died, he would always resort to Ramah. There was something he had received. There was an anointing that he had received. His hand has been taught to war. The way of spiritual warfare had been shown him. He began to train them. He began to teach them. He began to equip them with weapons of war. It was not just a physical training that David was giving them. He was bringing them into the anointing that was upon his head, so that in no time those men became mighty men of war. It was by them that the throne of David was established. They were the ones that pushed the enemy back. They were the ones that lifted up the banner of Yahweh in Israel. They started out their journey as weaklings, but what God brought out of them was might. They became men of war. 2 Samuel 23 from verse 8, you will see their story. The story of Adino, the story of Shammah, the story of Eleazar, one who will hold a sword and bring down 800 men. Eleazar, the sword will cleave to his hand from morning till night. He will bring down an entire garrison. And when David said, I thirst of the waters of Bethlehem, the Bible said these were the men that endangered their lives. At that time, the Philistines had taken over Bethlehem, the country home of David, where he was born, where he was raised. He missed to drink water from the wells of Bethlehem. And so when he cried, the Bible said these guys rose up, they broke through the garrison of the Philistines. They went into the camp of the enemy to fetch water for their king. Do you know that level of loyalty? They broke into the camp of the enemy just to fetch water from the well. My point is, couldn't David drink from another well? You see, David was not giving expression to his desire. He was giving expression to the desire of God. God was looking for men who could jeopardize their life. God was looking for men who have the courage, who have what it takes to break into the camp of the enemy and do his will. Because Hosea chapter 3 verse 5 tells us that in the last days, men will return to the Lord their God and to David their king. So David was a type of Christ. There was no king and there's no human king on earth whose throne mirror in a measure the eternal throne of God like David. Not even Solomon. No human king had ever given expression to the heart of God on the throne like David did.